Hello everybody, Siraz here, and man has it been a long time since I have done a cast. But I am finally feeling better. For those of you who didn't know, I had a sinus infection, which is no joke. Let me tell you, I've been on antibiotics 3 times. I've been on amphetamine, well, a pseudoamphetamine I think it's called, or something like that. It's an amphetamine that's supposed to help with congestion. And I've been on that for months. Yeah, so I'm finally feeling pretty good, and I'm excited to cast again, and we should have a good game coming up for you guys here. It is going to be RootCatz versus Dragon Slayer DsTxLopez. So don't know anything about Lopez, but I do know about Catz. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about Catz, as he is a very prominent player in the StarCraft community, known for his kind of zany builds. Doesn't play like a lot of other Zergs. He can play standard. He has very solid macro, right? But a lot of times he just has strategies that are a little bit not mainstream, I guess I would say. What he calls them is standard. So it is on Xel'Naga, and looks like Lopez is a Terran, so we'll have to see what is actually going on here. Going to start with Barracks. Looks like he's going to go for a fast expand. Has not taken his gas yet. So, oh, actually a 2 racks here. Interesting. And we'll have to see how Catz chooses to respond. Looks like he did go hatch first. That is the correct response. Well, the best. Well, okay. You can live easily going hatch first is what I'm trying to say. You can live pretty easily going pool first as well, but you can also live going hatch first. So I mean, I think Catz should be fine. And yeah, he's going to scout the double rack, so we'll have to see how he opts to respond. And just kind of waiting. The Marines are not being rallied out. Looks like he's going to start sending them down to the expansion of Catz. But Catz knows this is coming, you know, I don't think he's going to have any trouble. Kind of interesting that he did choose to go for that extractor. A lot of times what you see players do when they do see this 2 racks is to just get up a spore or a spine crawler ASAP and get some lings out. Just make sure you defend it and delay that gas so you can actually not put yourself that far behind in the economy by getting out some of that early spine or whatever. But it looks like Catz kind of thinks this might be a bluff, and yes, he did guess correctly, as we do see that command center going down for Lopez. One more thing before we get too far into this, I have some cool stuff coming up and some cool announcements for you guys at the end of the stream, so especially for anybody in the Minnesota area, definitely just stay a while and listen. Alright, that was terrible, but yeah, so just stay after the stream and we'll talk about some cool things. So just getting link speed, then pulling guys off. Looks like he really just needs that to feel safe, I guess. You know, there are a few Marines. Looks like we got 5, 6, 7 Marines out for Lopez here. Let's see what he opts to do with those. Just kind of chilling with the watchtower. The Xel'Naga watchtower. Let's see where he opts to go, and just going to retreat back. What do we have here? A couple. Okay, so these racks is actually moved out. This is actually a really cool move. I like this quite a bit, and I am going to be so impressed if this engineering bay lines up right next to the command center. No, it does not. Aw, that's too bad. But wouldn't that be awesome? Like if Lopez here actually figured that out, exactly where to place that, and could do it consistently. That'd be such good building placement. Actually blocking it for a minute there, and yeah. So now we'll have to see where he chooses to transition to from here. Double factory, pretty standard. Probably just going to see, you know, straight up Marine tank play. Very solid style against Zerg. You know, no matter what the Zerg does, it's pretty good until the Zerg does manage to get to tier 3. But it's pretty good until then. You can deal with almost anything that you get thrown at you. And looks like, is the mule going to go down? Oh, the mule does go down. What a shame. Nice pick off though by Catz. And looks like this bunker's almost up. Probably going to throw some Marines in there. And called out another mule. So, and yeah, the double tech lab going down, very indicative of, you know, double fact tech play. Ooh, what is this? A third factory going down. So, you know, I could be wrong. It might not be Marine tank. Looks like it could be mech. And you know what? I should have known this, and here's why. See these two barracks? Neither one of them have a tech lab. No stim. You know, you're not going to see this sort of mech play without stim. It just doesn't make sense. And yeah, so we are getting blue flames on the way, so we're going to see a lot of Hellions coming out very shortly, as well as that armory, so maybe some Thors. Cat's back in his base. What is Cat's up to? Finally getting a lair, pretty delayed. 8 minutes into the game, lair just about popping in. Cat's inject. I know you want to. There we go. And something interesting to note, merds are hard, right? But Cat's has not put down a creep tumor yet, so he has no creep spread. And going to double evolution chamber, and then putting down that infestation pit. So looks like Bling Infestor is what we are going to see Cat's do today. And burrow. Interesting. So maybe we will see some burrowed. Oh, you know, this is probably for either Infestor Harass or burrowed banelings. Probably Infestor Harass. Nice double upgrades here. Needs to keep up with our Terran player. And this is actually a great choice here. We do see armor coming out first for Dragon Slayer DsTxLopez. And I kind of like that choice. This force that he is going to be fighting is going to be pretty, looks like at this point, I mean, pretty Ling heavy. And that will really, really make his units very hard to kill for Lings. Armor is like the bane of Zerglings, so I kind of like that choice. I think it's interesting, but I hope it works out well for him. It's gonna be cool to see. Cat's finally taking his third. Pretty late. I think his goal was to kind of get this infestation pit going, get some infestors out, and then that should allow him to take a third. Probably see a fourth relatively quickly as well from Cat's. We also have that Spire going down, so interesting. He won't be able to support a lot of infestors, but he can support a few, and then maybe get some Mutalists on top of that. Kind of an odd choice in my opinion. Still no speed on the Baneling Nest. And I like this building placement. This is pretty good here by Lopez, kind of funneling everything through this long choke area right by that bunker. You know, forcing, well, basically stopping any Ling run-bys. So we got a number of Thors, and if we check this out, these are actually the Collector Edition Thors. So if you guys are wondering how you get this Gundam Thor model, you had to buy the Collector's Edition. So that's where that comes from. And they do really look cool. I've never spent a lot of time looking at these guys, but they got like some modified guns, and they need to turn this way. Wait, let's see here. There's a button. There we go. Hey, alright. You can kind of get some cool views with this button. And, yep, so I was right taking that gold base relatively quickly. And actually putting down a macro hatch, very nice. I like this a lot, especially considering we have a very Ling heavy force. Well, actually, very Infestor heavy force. 6 Infestors out. I'll see what Cats decides to do with this. Infestors are really, really pretty good, especially with that new the buff to their fungal growth. It looks like Cats is going to move out and try and pick off what he can. But fungal growth not good against Thors, believe it or not. It doesn't even slow Thors. Wait, no, it does slow Thors. That is my mistake. I was thinking Ultralisk because they're massive, but massive only allows people to smash force fields. I don't think it stops fungal growth. Yeah, so I am wrong about that. And this is a pretty scary force. Going Mass Thor, or defeating Mass Thor, in my opinion, is pretty hard as Zerg. You have to be ready for it. And I don't think Cats sees this coming at all. He'd probably get Neural Parasite if that was the case, and this is going to catch him by surprise. We'll have to see how he responds. Splitting his Infestors, needs to get off those fungals. Actually, you could just burrow here, probably, get away. Oh no, some Ling's going to get roasted by the blue flames, and I think Catz is very worried, trying to get Neural Parasite up, but I mean, it's such a long upgrade that you can't really get it reactively like this. You have to see what's going on, and Catz just going to go for the counterattack, probably the best choice here, and I think we're just going to see like a delay tactic here from Catz. He has a lot of energy on these infestors. He can fungal these units for a long time, while his Lings do a counterattack and do as much damage as possible, but this is not a good situation for Catz. Fungal's starting to go off, and yeah, like I said, he's just trying to delay here, but this force is just so hard to deal with. Catz just doesn't have what he needs to kill these Thors. I mean, that's all there is to it. But in the meantime, these Lings are doing a bit of damage, finally taking out that bunker. Now going to go to work on the SCVs. Do we have enough to defend? Yeah, these Hellions. You know, if Lopez here actually uses his Hellions correctly, or just kind of lets them attack, he should be able to take care of these Lings, no problem. Blue Flame, very, very strong against Lings, obviously. So the gold expansion is down, the natural is down for Catz, and in response he's just taking another base. He's going to try and, you know, delay as long as possible, but all his tech is in trouble. What is he going to do here? He is throwing down that Ultralisk Cavern, very good choice, as his hive is going to go down quickly, very quickly here. But Catz is going to have an uphill battle if he wants to recover from this attack. So let's check out the worker count. Catz still in the lead, surprisingly, doing a good job of evacuating or burrowing his drones. Burrow, very, very useful for a Zerg player. But yeah, burrowing these drones, and that's going to allow him to retain a pretty decent economy, at least for now. But this Death Ball is continuing to be on the move. Going to be very hard. Like, still, Catz does not even have close to what he needs to deal with this. He has a Greater Spire on the way, but he needs to be careful. This is off creep, it is pretty exposed, and if we do have, or if Lopez does come over here and kill it, you know, that's going to be a lot of wasted money. But Lopez just walking by it here, so we might actually see some Broodlords get out before that Greater Spire does die. And once again, this Death Ball is marching to the next expansion of Catz. This is not looking good for him at this point. He needs to get these Broodlords out ASAP, otherwise there's just no way he can deal with this Death Ball. That's his only hope at this point. He does have, what does he have here? Ooh, a Neural Parasite is done though, so that could help, but I would be so impressed if Catz manages to pull this off. Having the Thors kill each other, very nice, but this Infestor is going to go down. And Catz needs to run away. Oh, losing 2 Infestors there. That was big. Infestors. Oh, going to lose a 3rd and a 4th. Oh, nice burrow. Saving those Infestors in time. But a Scan going down. A Scan. And the Infestors actually do get away. So we do have 6 Broodlords on the way, though. They might pop in time. Where are these Broodlords? We have this one Ultra as well. Broodlords. Where are the Broodlords? Can't find the Broodlords. Infestors. Broodlords. Broodlords. No idea where the Broodlords are, but Catz is down to no mining bases at this point. And Dragon Slayer, DsTxLopez, it is his game to lose at this point, except we do have a billion Broodlords. I have no clue where they are. Here we go. You know, this is Katz's one opportunity to come back. He has to get some insanely good fungals off and keep those Thors in position while the Broodlords kill them. I mean, that's basically his only hope at this point. If you look at the income tab, still up in workers, but he has no mining bases, so it's pretty useless. And yeah, I'm just oh, and actually scanning, taking out a bunch of workers there. Dragon Slayer, DsTxLopez knows what is going on, and taking out that Greater Spire and the Infestor pit, so we will not see anymore, and we actually are going to see some Neural Parasites instead. Not a bad choice. We need to have, or Lopez here needs to control his Thors to kill the Broodlords though, and okay, so just a split of Neural Parasite and Fungals. I don't know who's going to win this battle. Thor, I mean, this is a lot of Thors. Looks like, I do not believe it, but Catz actually managed to finally kill that Death Ball. What is it? 5 bases later, and a couple infestors with broodlords with some great micro allowed him to kill that, and at the same time he did manage to kill off a lot of SCVs back here with these infestors, it looks like, as the worker count is surprisingly equal at this point. So we have 4 broodlords and 6 infestors basically against this small army. So I think, I don't know how the Cats did this, but I think Cats is going to be able to turn this around and kill Dragon Slayer XXX here, or Lopez here. I love that clan name, by the way. If anyone from Dragon Slayer XXX ever watches this cast, the clan name's awesome. Needs to be careful with these broodlords though, but some fungals going down, and a neural parasite on that Thor. A little bit of a miscontrol. Probably wants to kill this guy first, but this tank just attacking those infestors. And broodlord, looks like the last broodlord about to go down to this Viking, but we do have this Thor, and the Thor is going to take out the Viking. So this is just some insane neural parasite action, but just great control by Cats. Finally, the last broodlord does go down, and wow, I cannot believe Cats is still in this game. It's just unbelievable. And the whole time continuing to harass with these infestors here. We might get to see some infestor action. Ooh, and waiting for the mules. Wow, what lucky timing here. Probably going to get to take these guys out, as these mules are a lot of what is powering the economy of Lopez here. So the infested Terran's going to go to work on the mules, if nothing else stopping them from mining. And Lopez with his lone Thor, this guy is like, oh, I go Thor and Medvac. So this is the lone Thor drop coming out from Lopez for his army. This Thor is going to have to be the biggest hero Thor ever, and somehow managed to take out the rest of Cats here. So what is Cats up to? Cats, big worker advantage. These infestors just doing tons of damage, continuously, you know, screwing up the economy all game long, and we just have not seen Lopez be able to effectively deal with these guys. But we do have this Thor, a Thor against a handful of Lings and infestors at this point, not looking very good. Here's the fungal's going to go down, and this is probably going to be the end of the forces of Lopez. And wow, I am just in awe that Cats managed to turn that game around. He lost so much, but it just shows the power of perseverance, right? So as long as you stick in a game, there's always a chance you can win. I mean, this is a pretty big comeback. Nice fungal there. Going to allow... Oh, nope, looks like this guy's going to get away. And look at how good. I just love how good Hellions are. Well, I don't know. Being a Zerg player, I actually don't love this, but it's just amazing how good Hellions are against Lings. I mean, so good. And I love this guy. Lopez saying, calling Cats a cheeser. Even though he's the one who did a 2-base 10 Thor rush or something. And so that is the end of the game. I hope you guys did enjoy. That was a pretty amazing comeback by Cats here. And with that, let me get on to some of the announcements. So, I actually just did attend a LAN in Minnesota. And it was located at LANWorldGaming.com, or LAN Gaming. And we're going to actually host another LAN in the next couple months. So if anyone is in the Minnesota, Twin Cities area, or even, you know, Midwest area and wants to come up for that, definitely stay on the lookout for that. And I'll put a link to LAN World Gaming if you guys want to check out that area, if you're in the Minnesota area and want to go to a LAN center. So they're very nice. They helped us host that tournament and did it for relatively cheap, and it was a lot of fun. We had some pretty good games come out of that tournament. And yeah, I really enjoyed going to it. So definitely stay tuned for that. Especially if you're in the Minnesota area, you know, come to the next one. It'll be a lot of fun. Another thing I wanted to give a shout out to was SpawnRoom.com is a esports coverage website that one of the guys who runs the website came to this LAN. We talked for a while, and he did some nice coverage of the LAN, so I thought I'd give him a shout out. So shout out to spawnroom.com, definitely check that out. They did some really good coverage of MLG, and they're gearing up to do some great NASL coverage. So yeah, definitely check out that site. Also, I'm sure you guys have noticed that I did revamp my YouTube page, so I made a cool little background and kind of changed the logo around. I decided red is a more StarCrafty color than blue. And also, I noticed, like, I went to a ton of YouTube pages just to kind of get ideas, and I don't know why, but everybody's page is blue. It's freaking weird. Like, you look around at all these pages, it's all blue. So, I don't know. Whatever. I decided to change it to red, so let me know what you think about that. I also updated my Twitter with new graphics and stuff, and I actually am going to try and update that more. So if anyone is interested in following me on Twitter, it's #SirazTV is my Twitter ID. And what else do I got? Oh, and I also changed my stream, and I did new graphics for that as well. So it's JustinTV/SirazTV, and I will put, you know, links in the video for all this stuff, and so you guys can get there easily. And then one more announcement for anybody in the Minnesota... Oh, actually, I forgot one more thing before I do this. Talk about this. Also, I've been wanting to make an introduction video for my YouTube videos. I have no idea how to do that. If anyone has any knowledge in making, you know, short little clips like that, or if anyone wants to make one for me, I'd love it if somebody did that. So just PM me or send me an email at siraztv@gmail.com, and we can work something out. You know, I'll give you a shout out, give you some coaching if you're a Zerg player, or if you're not. I mean, if you're a low player, I'll give you some coaching maybe. We can work something out there. So definitely hit me up there. And lastly, for anyone in the Minnesota area, there is a 1v1 tournament being hosted by the U of M on the 23rd. And it should be a good event. I'm actually going to be doing some I'm going to be doing some casting for that. So if anyone wants to come watch, you know, some games, watch the LAN, definitely come say hi. It'll be a lot of fun. And also, the registration for the main tournament is closed. So, but if you are a bronze to gold league player, I believe they decided to host a low-level tournament where the prizes aren't anything amazing. I think they're just going to be like some MLG t-shirts and NOS energy drinks and stuff like that. I think that's two of their sponsors. But yeah, you can still sign up for that, and I'll put a link to that in there as well. And so it should be a lot of fun. Definitely, if you're in the area, come check it out. So those are all my announcements. For anyone who stuck around, awesome. I love you. But yeah, so Siraz, hopefully I'll be, you know, seeing you guys all a lot more frequently now that I finally can talk. Man, I'm so glad I'm finally like over the hump with this sinus infection. It was the most miserable experience of my life. Well, it's the longest I've ever been sick ever. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. It was months. I was, you know, I still feel a little sick, but I feel so much better. It's unbelievable. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and Siraz saying see y'all later.